Have I ever told you about the time that I accidentally sharted while I was in the middle of a forest while I was looking at a Playboy while I was masturbating with a friend?
No.
So you say you wanna get away. We don't need a plane, I could be your escape.
Hey everybody, my name is Eugene.
My name is Ellen.
And welcome to the very first episode of Hot Tea for Two.
Today, we're going to be spilling the tea on the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to Eugene. So what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
Did I tell you about that time that I accidentally sharted in the woods while looking at a Playboy?
No.
So I was around 10 or 11 in 6th grade. I had just learned what pornography was. My dad used to have a stack of Playboys. It was probably about that thick, and I'm not even kidding you.
Oh my god.
So we took one and we went to the woods to look at it.
So you just take a friend to the woods to play with your weenies together?
Back to back, so it wasn't gay.
Okay, that makes total sense.
But the reason why we did was because I lived in a house that was full of people and it was the daytime, so we really couldn't look at it while we were there because my parents had this nasty habit of just barging into my room unnoticed. So we went into the woods and we went to this like abandoned house because like I said, I grew up in the middle of the woods and there was this clearing where you could see the mountains, and one would say it'd be romantic if it wasn't disgusting what we were gonna do.
That sounds beautiful. Poetic almost.
I'll take you there one day.
Aw.
I'll show you where I sharted.
I would love that. And that would make our friendship, I feel like, so much more
stronger.
So yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we found our spot and we brought a blanket, which makes it just a little bit gayer.
Okay, hold on. Were you gonna do like reach the end of your rainbow on the blanket, or like were you two gonna be sitting on the blanket, somehow facing away from each other, somehow looking at the same?
Well, we just shared it. Like we had it in between the no look zone, because we weren't supposed to look at each other. So we had it set in between us, and we just grabbed it whenever we wanted to look at something. And my plan was when I got to the end of the rainbow and I shot off my gold, I was
Okay.
What I was gonna do is I was just gonna lean off of the blanket and like shoot into the plant. Okay, and my tummy had been hurting me all that day, so I probably should have known that it was a chance of shards.
I'm sorry, I really need to unpack this friendship that you had with this person here, because I don't know about you, but like, that's not really something that I would do with my best friend in 6th grade.
No, let's keep it hidden, just in case they see it.
Okay, so this special friend that you had, you've told me a little bit about before. So at this point in time, were you two actively doing stuff together, or?
Not yet. This was before he made a move.
So he made the first move.
Yeah, as much as he says he didn't, he did, trust me. I remember his hand.
Okay.
My no-nose square.
Okay, so you and this special friend went into the woods, up into this mountain
to play with our Johnsons.
to whack your weenies around and look at this porno mag, but it's not gay because you're not looking at each other.
Laying down the blanket.
Preparing the crime scene, right?
Basically.
You're laying everything out.
We're preparing the sin.
So you lay the blanket down, you're putting it down.
Well, it happened while I was laying the blanket down because I was like, I did this and I exerted a lot of force. And I thought it was just gonna be a regular fart. And when I did it, I just felt it trickle down my butthole.
Oh my god.
So I just obviously I clenched my butthole up, because
you gotta close
you gotta close the floodgates before it gets worse.
Oh my god.
So I was like, I didn't know how I was gonna tell him this. I'm like, we have to go. And he's like, why? I'm like, I just shit all over myself, basically.
This is the special friend that for years and years after this.
I'm surprised he was still my friend after this, because I don't know if I'd be my friend after this.
After you just shat all over yourself in the middle of the woods. What happened at that point?
Well, I was questioning my life and my decisions that I had made up until that point, as one does. And I was like, I'm gonna have to use the Playboy because my underwear is soaking wet right now. And it was the Pamela Anderson edition. I remember that. So it was like a fancy one. And then I'm like, we're gonna have to burn the crime scene after this.
Wait. Okay, you realized that you weren't gonna be able to walk all the way back home after sharding yourself. So you just
wiped myself with the Playboy pages.
Just take your pants down in the middle of this beautiful wooded scenery.
Well, no, I went into more of the bushes so he didn't see.
Okay.
Because we hadn't seen each other naked at that point. And I didn't want the first time that he saw me naked to be covered in shit.
So you went into the woods, you cleaned yourself off, and you burned it, or?
Yeah, we burned the Playboys and I burned my pair of underwear. Because luckily it didn't get on my pants. It was just like a pool inside my underwear. That's why you wear boxer briefs, so your poop will pool. hole.
Oh my god, I feel so sorry for you.
And he still stayed the night that night, and he made me feel better.
That's a good friend right there.
Yeah, we used to be really close. And then he said he was straight. If you're gonna go masturbate in a forest, make sure you bring a clean change of underwear.